Fred. I never did actually introduce him. This is Crazy Fred. Crazy Freddy. He's going nuts right now because he wants my fried zucchini that's right behind me. But this is my little boy Fred. Isn't he so adorable? He's just like the best little pudgy little thing. And yes, everybody else is down here too. And I love everybody. But I figured I was going to go through my art. We'll see how it goes. I am in a place today. I don't know. But let's do it and we'll see. Maybe it'll cheer me up. Alright. Hold on. Okay. Here's my stuff. It's in no particular order, so I'm like, I can't really say. Wait, I need the other. Maybe. I'm not sure this one has much in it. Yeah, no, it does not. This was my nature journal. I drew some cactuses and I started drawing this big thing and then I was overwhelmed and haven't gone back to it. So I gotta do that. But my actual watercolor journal is where? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, this is it. So I started following Fred. Oh my God, please stop. I started following Shayna Cersei. No barking. I'm following Shayna Cersei, and she does a sketchbook a day thing. Watercolor sketchbook a day thing. This is somebody else's art, but so I started doing that. But this one, so I kind of made my own little thingy here, which don't ignore the yellow because it rubbed off the other page. But so I did this little drawing on here. And then I did this with Christy Rice tutorial thing that she did on YouTube. And then I started my sketchbook a day thing with Shayna Cersei on YouTube, which was so fun, and I need to get back to doing it. Look at that cow. I love it. But I just haven't got back to it. I'm just overwhelmed right now with so many things. Onions and garlic. Well, I guess this one's garlic. And carrots. I like the carrots. This was fun. And then we were doing lilacs. I think this was with Christy. Yeah, these ones were with Christy Rice. I like the white one. That one was fun. There's the onions. And I think, you know what? I got like tired of the onions and stuff. Then we did the different colored hills. And then, I don't know, different colored leaves, which I don't think this is what hers was, but I just was in a mood. This. That happens once in a while. And then this was a paint brush tutorial as well for flower, which I did not do so well on, but it was okay. And then another colorful hills thing with Shayna with a reflection. And then some, I think she said they were hollyhocks, which mine got too bright. The pinks and the purples were just too bright. So I have learned that I put down too much paint. I pick up too much paint. So my watercolor isn't transparent. It's very dark. So I need to practice that, the transparency. So I love this one. This one we put tape down and did different little scenes. I like that one a lot. I like this one too, where we did this architecture building from a picture that she took on vacation. And then this was Christy Rice again. I used too much water. So my wet and wet just went and like flew all over the place and didn't do what it was supposed to do. So I need to work on that. And then here's another one that was Christy Rice's palm tree, which actually turned out pretty good. I like that, except here, like I used too much water or something, and it just blended into a flop. Well, I might have to pause and take care of him. Friday. Okay, I'm back. So then this wasn't Christy Rice too. Yeah, we were doing coleus leaves, and again I just couldn't, like, I was getting too much paint, too much water. This was a monstera, but I don't know, it wasn't working right for me. And then I had life and didn't do anything else, so I need to get back into that as well, my journal. And then I have a couple of different sketch journals because I don't like, sometimes I just don't like the paper. This is my new one that I'm just getting started, and this was like some practicing some different stuff and classes that I took and trees and stuff, and I think that's it. Like, I gotta do more. And then on this one, I did some swatching with some markers to see how they would look and turn out. But this paper sucks. Look at it. This is supposed to be alcohol marker paper from Copic. It's terrible. I even tore out a page because it was so bad. I was embarrassed to even have it in there. And look, I'm embarrassed to have this in here too, but I don't know, whatever. Okay, but this was on the back. That was my problem. So I want one of the tutorials on YouTube for virtual instructor for drawing was a paint tube. And so he taught us like how to draw, you draw a tube from like just what you know, not looking at it, and then you draw a tube without picking up your pen, and that's what it was. And then this is with drawing looking up and down, and that was what that was. And then we also did a tennis shoe, which I thought it was really good. It worked pretty good. And then I did some swatching because I was going to use these pencils to do something. And then I didn't. For some reason, I didn't. But then I was practicing my little people, my how to do fast people, which is a Jenna Rainey thing. Like that. And then I was listening to a book, and this was the cover of the book, the audiobook. The main character, Lady Tan, and Lady Tan's Circle of Women is the name of the book. But, so I did that. It came out okay. I mean, not perfect, obviously. Then I drew my little nephew, my great nephew. He'd just been born pretty much like a month earlier. So I wanted to draw him. And then I never got back to that one because I hate this paper. But I want to use it, so I'm using it as a sketchbook. And then this was my main sketchbook at the time. Just, I just started using it, putting stickers on it and using it, just to use it. And I wrote a little thing about why I am where I am and what I'm doing. I had got some the Pitt pens from Faber-Castell, so I was kind of swatching them a little bit, seeing how they looked. And then I did this because it was the day my great nephew was born, so I drew a Care Bear. So I collect Care Bears, and my favorite Care Bear is Tenderheart. So I drew a Care Bear for my great nephew and sent it to my nephew. And then I was just playing around, practicing some brush work with my brushes. And like you can see, like I just pick up too much paint. So I'm still working on that. Then I did a color wheel. It was part of Jess Carp's Patreon challenge, was to do a color wheel. And I just, like, I used the wrong color of blue and here, yeah, blue, I guess. Blue and, I don't know, whatever color I screwed up here. I think it was the blue. But, so I was unhappy with how this turned out, and I wanted to do it again, but I was messing around with some other things Jess had on her Patreon. And then I had a moment, a bad day. I tend to, on bad days, draw circles. I don't even know what that was. Eyelashes, probably. I don't know. And some leaves. See, I was sucking at the leaves, so I just started drawing circles everywhere. And like just doing different stupid things. And then I was dog sitting, and I took some supplies with me, and I was messing around. And this was with the Stabilo. Was this with Stabilos? This was the Derwent something. And this was the Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. And then I was using a cat's tongue brush down here to do letters. And these were some of the brushes I had with me, and I was playing. Oh, Daler and Rowney artist pencils. And then this was Derwent ink tints. And I was just kind of writing down they go. And I don't know why I was like swiping over them. That makes sense. Maybe to dry it off, and then so I could turn the page. But I drew this, and I loved it. So I might scan that out and do something with it. But I like that a lot. But it's really not my colors. It was dark. It was dark because I was in a mood. And then I did this where I was just swiping. And then I decided I was going to make a landscape. But I hated it. It was just, I didn't like it. I don't know. So then I redid my color wheel because I was like, well, obviously I need to redo that. So I redid that, and I liked the way this one turned out. It turned out pretty good. And then I was messing around with some more of her tests. And like dark shades of the color and tones and tints. And then it was the first time I'd used real gouache. Was this the real gouache, or this is the Hemi gouache, I'm pretty sure. And I was just blobbing it around, seeing how opaque it was, and just playing. I tend to, if I don't like something, just put a big blob on top of it. Instead of like leaving it and learning from it. So I don't know. I mean, I obviously don't like this page. It's just a playing around page. But it was just something to do. And then I was swatching out some stuff with some of Christy Rice's swatch stamps. So I was doing that, playing around. And these were the Viva colors that come on the little paper sheets. I like them a lot. And then I used the Viva colors, put them all down, and then I drew on top of them with what are those called? The matte pop pens. I love the matte pop pens. They are great. Fred, don't bark at me, buddy. And then, I don't know, my notebook got upside down, and I was messing around with this Stabilo Woody watercolor / pencils. They're just those big fat pencils. Let me see if I can grab one and show you. Oh. think they were like way over here. Yep, there they are. Okay. Here's one. Like, and I didn't fill this in. I just did a line and then I used water on top, which it comes out more transparent that way, definitely. So, I mean, I do like these, but I haven't figured out how to use them the way would be best yet. So, I have those. Then I was just playing around with my matte pop pens and making different shapes and whatever in there. Another one of those days where I got bad news and I was just irritated. So I made circles. And then I had this clear sticker from Scrawler Box. What are you doing down here? So I just stuck it on top because I thought that was pretty cool. And of course I picked the ugliest color to stick it on top of. I think because I was putting it in the middle. I don't know. I should put it like over here. I don't know. Whatever. And then I was practicing flowers. I was kind of copying stuff out of a coloring book, using it as a reference. Not copying. Using it as a reference to see how I could do it. And then same thing here. I was using another painting with a landscape of Colorado as a reference. And I was just kind of messing around, seeing if what I could do. More flowers, which I was trying to look up what they were. I'm pretty sure these were dahlias, but they don't look anything like the dahlias that I'm used to, so I'm not sure. And then it was the day of the pink moon, so I kind of made a planet and did a pink moon on the planet. That worked out pretty good. Then I started the Diane Antone Daily Challenge for April, which was the blue-footed booby was first. And I think I did a pretty good job on that for not knowing how to do feathers at all. This is all watercolor too, so you sketch it and then do watercolor. So I thought that I did pretty good for that for the first time, but obviously not really. Then I was just playing around with the Sharpie Creative markers and seeing how they covered, and I really like those. And they are really nice black to cover if you need black to cover. I should use that more often. I always forget about them. I don't know why, but I need to use those. And then I was playing around with some stamps and just having some fun with some stamps and stamp ink. And same, I got some watercolor ink. Fred, shush. Got some watercolor inks and was messing around with that because I'd never used them before, which, I mean, obviously this isn't how I would use them, but I didn't know what I was going to do, and it's circles and lines. That's what I just do. And then I wanted to make a cover for my journal, my watercolor journal, and I just was like, I don't know how to draw people yet. Look at that giant chin. This is supposed to be me. I look like a witch in that picture. But, and I was trying to figure out the direction of light and flowers and blah, blah, blah. It just wasn't working. And then there's me again. It's still terrible. And then I decided, not doing that. I'm going to just do flowers. And I was going to do like a swash of flowers. Swash. Wave. What is that thing called? Whenever it's just like it'll come to me eventually. And then this is just where I put all my sketchbook stickers because I like them. And I have a couple more to put in there. And my Palettefull Pack stickers and Scrawler Box, which I don't have Scrawler Box anymore. But I don't know. I like those packages, but at the same time I don't know. So then I went and I tried to do the 4 square thing again in different shapes in each, just because I needed to get my brain on, and so that's what I did. And then I drew my arm. I just put my arm down and then drew my arm with the other. And that's what this is. I think it turned out pretty good. I am very happy with my arm. My arm and my hand. And then here, once again, upset. Circles. And then I got some new watercolor paints that would have like shimmer in them. Even the blue has shimmer. I don't know if you can see it. But, and the, this down here is shimmer. So I wanted to play with those, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool for a landscape. Not, but I tried anyways. And then flowers, practicing flowers with Jenna Rainey with the Art Within class. That's what some of this stuff is. Practicing people and horizontal and vertical lines and what you use them, how you would use them, doing in person, doing, shadows and whatever. Keeping things on straight lines. Diagonals. That's what this is. Cones. Parallel lines. Parallel curvy lines. Your center line, intersection down here. And then drawn flowers from it, which they came out much better. This was a peony bud. Look at that peony bud. Like, that came out way better. And then drawing on the axis line. And then shading techniques down here, light to dark. And then different shading techniques that you use. And then one of Diane Antone's day things was to do seashells. I hate seashell paintings. I hate seashell bathrooms. And so, like, anytime I'm like, I don't want to do seashells. But I tried anyways, and I hated the paints I was using. Sorry, I had to get a drink. And I think I had to, I was using watercolor pencil, maybe, in here, around the edges. And then I was using just random whatever paints on here. And I don't like it. But, and then I was doing a Chrissy Rice thing where you don't need black and brown. You can just mix some colors and you get brown and a dark brown, dark, and almost black, and then black. So that's what that was. And then using fluorescence to brighten your colors, bring your colors back. And then I just felt like drawing, so I draw this squiggly pirate thing. I was going with a nautical theme. I don't know. Does it look nautical? And then same thing, I was like, oh, I should try some Zentangle stuff. So I did this and I was like, this is my first Zentangle. I don't know. I didn't measure things out right, so it didn't really come out right, but that's okay. I liked it. It was fun. And then I just was brain dumping, I think. And trying to Zentangle and make different shapes and sizes, and I don't know. Then I made this circle Zentangle. Oh, this was a tutorial. I remember. I don't remember who, but you made a circle, and then this flower, and this flower, and this flower, and then there's leaves on it. So that was fun. But then I got over, I was like, oh, let's squiggle everywhere around it. And then I was testing some blacks, I guess, and grays to see what I had. I don't know, for something I was doing. I don't know what. Playing around here, I was doing the neurograph stuff and then was just writing my name. Then I was trying to order my Zig color, Zig Real Color, Clean Color brush pens, and I haven't finished that yet. I've got them together, but not really done. And then I was playing with my pens again and names and for my dogs and whatever. And then I was doing some testing of line thickness of my microns and just other pens I have with colors and whatnot. I don't know what I don't know. Something was to draw an alligator or a Komodo dragon. And then I wrote my head there because and my little flowers came out cute down here. They turned out really good. These are those great, I'm pretty sure they're the Sharpie creative markers. But I really like my flowers, but I don't know where I saw that. Or if I was just doing it. I don't know. I don't remember where those are. And then I was watching something, and I was like, oh, I want to get that anniversary edition of the Holbein pencils where they're in that big box that costs $700 or whatever. It's like, that's stupid. And then I was writing down art challenges and then like using things that I haven't used yet. I think, I don't know. And then here, like, I need to do, I guess my book is too big to be this close. Okay, then I need to do morning pages and like creative flow because I have ADHD uncontrolled, and I do everything I can to try and control it myself, but I struggle so much. And yeah, I'm trying to find a psychiatrist to help me get on meds for that. I guess I was always able to control it. Freddie, shh. Freddie, shh. I was always able to control it prior to my accident. But now, after my accident, I'm not allowed. I can't control. Like, I'm all over the place. So I need some control, and I think the morning pages and the lists in the morning and the word mapping in my mind helps a lot. And then I drew some squares because I was going to do some Zentangles, and then I was like, I never did it. So I need to go back and do that. And then one day I was kind of just drawing lines, and I didn't want my line to intersect anywhere, so I just wiggled it everywhere. And then I was like, circles. I was like, I'll try other shapes too. And so I put in some other shapes, and I was like, no, circles. So, but I like this page. It turned out nice, and I think it helps. Just doing these pages helps me get whatever that is in my brain out of my brain. I don't know. And then this one was a sketchbook thing where you can draw flowers quickly, but I was using the wrong pen because I couldn't really change thickness very well, and I don't know, it just didn't work very well. And then that's it for that one. Then let me see, let me put this over here so I can get more space. Actually, let me just pause a second. Okay, I'm back. So now these are all just loose things that I have, and then I can show you a bunch of pictures too. We might split this into 2 videos, but this is all art that I've done, or my very first, maybe first. I think this is my okay, it was my second coloring page, but I don't know that I finished the first one. It was copy paper, and I don't even remember what pencils I had on this. But there you go. Very sad coloring page. Although I love the mandala. It was from Coloring Bliss. You can go sign up at Coloring Bliss. I think it's coloringbliss.com, I think. But you can sign up, and you can sign up for free and get free coloring pages. And then you can sign up for one that's like $5 and get a whole ton of stuff. So that's fun to do. You guys okay down there? Okay, and then like I said, these are in no particular order of when I did them, so it's just whatever. Here I just picked it up. So I also picked up all my like squiggles and stuff. So like I keep this stuff from when I'm testing stuff so I can go back and use it, because I think maybe eventually I might want to do some collage type stuff, and I thought these would be nice to like cut up and use in collage. This like, I don't know. So like there I was testing that Colorado thing, trying to figure out stuff and different papers. Like this is mineral stone paper, I think. And pens on different paper and how they act. Like this is a Bristol sketch tile, which was nice. But I don't know what happened with that pen. I don't know. Like, just testing. And then these ones is like when I'm filling my watercolor pans from tubes, I just put the extra on these and then keep them for collages. Maybe collages, but actually I like them as they are, because I try and group them by color so they're not just some brown yuck. They are actually, they could stand on their own as something. This one I didn't. I put everything on it, and that's what happened. Like, it turned into gray and brown. But, I mean, it's still kind of cool. And then this was one of the Sketchbox things we did. I loved it, this little teddy bear. I love it. I need to do it again. This was with pan pastels. So much fun. So much fun. And then this one was some plant sketches I did with Diane Antone on her channel. I love her. Like, she does stuff every day. Different plants, animals, bugs, birds, whatever. She does some cool stuff. So I like doing her daily thing, because if I did it every day, I would be very much more advanced than I am right now. And then that's true also of Shayna Cersei. Like, if I actually did her thing every day, I would be way more advanced. And then I made a little, this was a sketchbook actually, but it was, I guess, a block, and the papers just started coming out, so I decided to put them on a ring, which was actually an idea from Diane Antone. And I need to put them on a better ring. This one is just a carabiner. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Now I got a ring that I can actually turn them on, because I couldn't turn them on that carabiner. But at the time I didn't have any rings, so I just put it on that. So this was supposed to be, remember whenever I was practicing, that was the spray of flowers. That's what you call it when it's just that's a spray. My spray of dahlias. See, it was the cover. It was like, and I gessoed it first so I could use watercolor on it. And I didn't do it. It was a Strathmore, I want to say. Strathmore sketchbook that just came. Ended up just being a block more than a sketchbook or a notepad, but it had it does have watercolor paper in it, but it wasn't I didn't like the paper. But here's I don't know when I did this or with who, but I did a mountain landscape. Or I don't even remember. But I did do, actually, I think I do remember, but I don't know who I did it with. This was with Christy Rice. My guess is it was probably with Christy Rice, but I don't remember. I was practicing these flowers, but like once again, I was picking up too much pigment. I was picking up too much water, and I hate this paper. It's like It's like hot press paper, and I wasn't used to it, and it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. And then there again, I was having a moment doing doing my thing where I write around saying how what I am. And then using some fine liners and white and gold gel pens on top, and then trying to write with a cat's tongue. And, you know, like obviously this is like I was practicing cat's tongue marks, but I was in a bad mood. That's why it was all gray. And then I was practicing flowers, and I practiced on the back too. This one turned out pretty good. It was Christy Rice Roses tutorial, I think. And this one was Diane Antone Trees. I like that one. That one, my tree turned out really good. Look at that one. Like, I like that tree. Too bad it's on the page of crap. But oh well. Alright, so then more roses. And then I drew this from referencing some cards. But then whenever I was trying to draw, like it's this card here. When I was trying to draw my unicorn, I did not space it correctly, made it too big, blah, blah, blah. But it still turned out okay. I mean, the colors are in there on the main. If you can see them. I don't know if you can see them. Like, the colors are in there on the main, but yeah, it is what it is. But I tried. I tried something. And also my queens are squished. You can see they're like this one doesn't have any room. She's just a head. That's okay. And then this was a wreath I did with Christy Rice. I think a Patreon thing we did. It was fun. And then once again, just squiggle lines and more lines. Playing with my cat's tongue, making a trail. I was making a trail, I think, with my cat's tongue. So this would be trees, and this was the trail, but. And then this, I don't remember what I was gonna put in the middle, but this is ocean and sky. I think I was going to paste something here, but I never did. And now I don't even remember what I was going to put there. I need to start writing that stuff on the back so that I remember. And I have started writing on the back. And then these are some backgrounds I made where like this is a frame. Like they're frames. And I use this one I think this one I used maybe that's what it is. It was a frame. Maybe that's what it was. This one, I think I used a dry stencil brush and a gelato or art crayon. And then gold watercolor paint. And then this one was powder watercolors. And then this one was this one here was Derwent graphite. And then that's it, I guess. And then I was practicing some leaves and roses, but like once again I was getting too much water, too much pigment, and I was just getting frustrated, and I don't know, I was having a day. And then same here, I don't know, just had to get something out, I guess. There's a lot of get something out. Here I was practicing some different brush strokes. I like my cat's tongue a lot. You can see I use it a lot. And then same, just practicing. Like that's obviously what this book was. Just practice. Just practice. And then this was gonna be one of those frames, but it turned into coffee slosh, but not really. It's just paint. It was one of those powders, I think, that went out of control. I don't know. And then more just testing lines, how to make lines and whatnot. Same here on all these little things, just testing marks with my pens. You know, just testing. That's what that is. Then this one I've showed. It's the page that Maja Vandenberg sent. Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that wrong. Vandenberg sent, and it's a koi pond, and I painted, or I colored it with gel pens, and then did watercolor for the water. So that one was fun. Took me a long time, but I did it. This was another Sketchbox thing where it was the same with the pan pastels, and it was a hot air balloon. I like that one too. That one was fun. And we did a red panda in Sketchbox as well, and it turned out pretty good. I like that. And then we did a Cecile Yadro YouTube thing, and when it was between gouache and watercolor. So this was my watercolor and this was my gouache. And remember, I haven't picked up watercolor in years, so I just picked up again, and then this was really the first time I used gouache. So I wasn't too bad for that, but I mean, not great. Very cartoony marshmallows. This was a picture I did years and years and years ago. I was trying to use acrylic paint and draw those. Oh my gosh, I just lost the name of it out of my head. It's a flower that's a pink droplet, and it's got white with purple little stamens coming out of it. I cannot remember the name of it, but they kind of go upside down, and it's like a little hanging plant. But my grandma loved these, and so did I, so we kind of always shared them, and I can't remember what they were called. And then this was one that I just did one day with my boyfriend. We decided we were going to draw planets. So I did. It's not Earth. It's just some random planet, but kind of Earth, I guess. But we used Marabou art crayons for that, and I used a zig dot for the corners, which I love those. I want them all, every color. I got the Ohuhu ones, and I like them too, but I want them all. I'm one of those people where if I like something, I want it in every color. Like even shirts or shoes, or, you know, like if it fits and it's beautiful, or like I want it in every color. I must have made this at some point for Mother's Day for my mom. I think I was sitting in my chair. So like I was, as I've said before, I was in a car accident, and I was hospital bed bound / recliner bound for a year and 2 years almost. But I think I did this while I was in the chair. I bought some sort of little kit and then tried to do it, and it did not come out very well. I think it was watercolor pencils or something. But it was the first time I've ever used anything like that, and it just, whatever. But she lives in Pennsylvania, and I live in Colorado, so I had to take a picture of it and send it to her. So that's why I still have it. And then I did take a watercolor class with my town. And so one of them was a table we did. All of these were with Reeves watercolors. And it was just some cherries on a little stand with a But, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that great, and I don't know. It did okay. Wasn't great. And then, like, let's show you the rest of those while we're just at them. Alright, so, and then I did a teacup, because I love teacups, and it turned out pretty good. Like, this was a lace doily and a teacup, and for not knowing anything about shading and contrast and dimension, I did pretty good. I think. And the teacher really wasn't teaching. He was like, he'd give you an option of a couple of different sketches. You had to sketch it, but the class was 3 hours long. You had to sketch the sketch and then do your watercolor. And he would just walk around and watch. Like, it wasn't like a teaching. He didn't teach anything. So, but it was still fun. We still had fun. And I did this one time in that class. It was a little log cabin with mountains in the back. And this is how I tried to do dimension, was I drew little squares of color. This one I like, but like it's flat still too. It was just a stucco house with a laundry across the front. I like that one. That one was cool. I also did a church, a mission, an old Spanish mission. But a lady at work really liked that one, so I gave it to her. And then this is the parrot I did. Like, there you go. Like, there's the leaves, the no dimension. The flat feathers are flat. You know, like, I didn't know. Everything was flat in just one color shade. But I did okay for not knowing anything, I think. And I'm not a, what do you call it? Whatever, they just pick it up and they can do it. Prodigy. I'm not an art prodigy, that's for sure. And then this was what was this? I think this was either Sketchbox or Scrawlrbox. Palettefull packs. Those palettefull packs. And I got mineral paper, alcohol markers, and micron pens. And I did. It was just like, because I just didn't know what to do with the colors that they gave me. They were so ugly. So I ended up just doing 80s hair. And this really crazy skinny face with 80s hair on the mineral paper. I was testing out papers here. This was Hahnemühle toned paper, which I probably would like now, but back then I did not. I did not like it because it was, like I said, I used too much pigment, too much water. And then this one was Fluid 100 cold press, and this was 300 or 400 GSM. This is thick paper. It was so thick I thought it was 2 pieces whenever I ripped it. But I was just testing out the paper, and I really like this one, but I don't know, like, it's so thick. It's like doesn't even bend. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll use that one ever. Then there's another piece of that mineral paper where I was trying to do something, a landscape. But once again, like, the colors they gave me were awful, and I don't know. I just could not make sense of what to do with it. Maybe I will eventually. I have it still, and I still want to use it, but I don't know. Then this was, I was just throwing colors down, watercolor in the background, and then I did a neurograph thing on the top. And then just filled it in with those matte pop pens, and decided to fill them in, and then that's it. Just because I needed some brain work, so that's what I did. Okay. A few more things, and then the rest is the pictures, which I think I'll show you at a different time, which actually the ones that are pictures are better. Those are the ones I gave away to people and things like that. So this was another one of those like art therapy things where I just slapped some paint down on top of some tape and just messed around with whatever and then wrote things down. That's what that is. And then another sketchbox thing we did was with some Zig clean color brush pens, we did these all together, and I love this bird. I love it. My little seagull. I love it. And then the prompt was to do a picture of the beach that you remember or whatever. And this is what I remember about the beach is garbage. Not in the can, just around the can. That's every time we went to the beach, that's what I felt like I saw is trash near the can, but not in the can. So that is all of my paper things that I have. I have canvases, but I have all pictures of those. So let me get that set up. Okay, so this is a little strange the way I'm doing this, but we'll get it figured out. So this is my brother's birthday cake, his 30th birthday. I made him this cake. It was the same cake pan from his first birthday party. So we did that. This is a pumpkin patch I did at one of those like canvas and cocktails, wine and sip, paint and sip places. That's just my decorating. I love to decorate. I do Christmas trees and decorations and stuff, and I just love it. Let me get through that. And then this is a painting, which you can't really see it on the phone, but there's gold and silver acrylic paint all over the middle of that star. There's not a very good picture to see on the computer. There's a little better. You can kind of see it in that one. Pie, I guess. Pie. This is some ceramics that I painted. Some penguins. I love penguins, so I got this. I'm pretty sure it's a little piggy bank, but I just put it out on my table in Christmas season, fall, winter time. Cupcakes I used to make like designer cupcakes, and here's a painting I did of aspens once. I mean, I'm not great. I never really, that's my birthday cake I did one year for myself. It was a brownie, so I was like, oh. And then it's more, this is pictures of my brother's house that I drew, and then I painted with watercolor. Let me see if I can get to it here. I usually take pictures of all the steps as I go, so you'll kind of see steps of it as I went. So this one didn't turn out too bad. I mean, oh, well, that's not the whole thing. I still has the gum on it, to protect the white masking fluid and stuff. So I don't know, but I made this plate, designed it, lily pad with the little frog. It's a moon I did, another moon. Well, no, it's the same one. It just has the trees in front of it. Funky tree I did with some little birds. I feel like this is very glary. Sorry, guys. T-shirt. It's upside down, but it's a baby carriage for a cake that I made. I made that big pumpkin patch painting, and I made the pumpkin with the floral arrangements and stuff. I made that one too. And this is just another one of those that I did, like sip and paint kind of things. And then this was a little ghost and a pumpkin. And I carved that pumpkin with the owl. I like owls. I like birds in general, I think. And then this was another like aspen painting with light through it that I did at one of those. This is a quilt top that I sewed. I'm not done sewing it yet. I started it and then I never finished it. It's all together with the batting. I just haven't done the quilting part. Finished it. That's the pillow, a pillow that I made for my brother with my mom. And I embroidered that in there. Okay, sorry about that. Here's one that I tested. You know, we were testing out the designs on some different material than the precious material that we had. So that's what that is. There's 2 practice ones. That's mine. My dad's boots, basically. That's what that one is. And some other embroidery that I was doing. And then that's one of my paintings, which is sideways, of course. It's a watercolor painting. And of course, these got to be like all upside down or something. There's some acrylic flowers that I just did on my own. They're sideways too. I don't know why everything's upside down and sideways. That's a Gerber daisies, or those daisies that like kind of like fall backwards. I guess they're not really daisies. I don't know what they are. And some lilacs. Here, let me see if I can fix this. Okay, there we go. Now they're right side. So there's some lilacs I did in acrylic, elephant, and that's I cannot remember what kind of flower that was, but I did that off of a painting kit. What was that one? Oh, that was the flowers. That's I call it my kitchen chicken. And then some mountains or something I did, and more just paintings that I've done. And here's some watercolor stuff that I did and started and haven't done much with. There's those mushrooms. There's flower. I don't know where it's at right now. My shoe. That's not mine, but this is, I drew that freehand from this image. I think I did pretty good on that one, getting it. I did it left-handed first, and then I did it left-handed, and then I did it right-handed, and I did much better then. And then, so that's my drawing right-handed, another copy of it. And then that's that background that I did the neuro mapping on top of. Care Bear. And then I'm not sure. Let me just flip through these real quick. It might be the stuff that's in my scrapbook. Oh, yeah, there's this. Was a painting that I started. Dahlias with Jenna Rainey. There's that blue-footed booby picture. I made this little book. My little journal with different types of paper in it. I made. What do you want, Fred? And then I painted that inside Journal's flower. And then on this is an acrylic painting that I've been working on forever and haven't finished yet. And then I did circles beside that flower. And there's that reef. Hey, what are you guys doing out there? I think this might be all my sketchbook stuff. Ouch, Lena. Yeah, there's the picture of the lady that I drew. Lena, don't scratch me. There's my little baby nephew. I colored this. It was coloring through Coloring Bliss. I did that one too. Is it like, and this one I did, which I know I need to add more color to, but I just didn't know. I need to add a lot more layers of color. I think my apples turned out really good. I wonder if I can zoom in my apples here. Maybe not. There's zoom. I feel like my apples turned out really good, and my basket and my watermelon. And then the rest I still need to just work on. Eventually one day I'll pick that back up and do it. It's a little Joanna Bassford's Small Victories little mushroom with gel pen. Oh, a cookie that I'm taking a class through Vanilla Arts for colored pencil, and this is the first thing we do, which is just me doing what I know. And then that was the first assignment. And then you're pretty much where I am at this point. There's my... Okay, and then I don't want to show you too much more because then you'll know everything that's in the completed pages. But so now that's it though. But so I'm not like totally starting out completely blind, but I'm not like an artist by any stretch of the imagination as far as with any skill. So I've been just practicing stuff and trying to figure it out and taking classes here and there, but so that's what I'm planning on doing with this, is just, you know, learning and then showing people what I learned and coloring together and just having fun. So if you like what you saw, please share, you know, and like it, and then subscribe if you could. I would appreciate that. And then I promise it will get better. I've got my completed pages to do here for September. My first completed pages. I think I got 19 done for the month of September with a couple whips. So we'll see those here in a few minutes, but on a different video for you guys. So I guess I will sign off and start that other video. And it's nice to talk to you again though, and thank you so much for listening to the end.